You know, friend, at 80 years old, I've come to learn a few hard truths in life. One of them, sleep ain't what it used to be. Oh, sure, when I was a young buck, I could fall asleep on a pile of rocks with a raccoon chewing on my boots and still wake up fresh as morning dew. But now if I so much as lie the wrong way, I wake up feeling like I've been tackled by a herd of disgruntled goats. Let me tell you about the time I realized just how dangerous the way we sleep can be, especially after 65. And this ain't no bedtime story, no sir. This one's real. Might just save your ticker if you stick with me. It started a few years ago. I was 74, still stubborn as ever, and swore I didn't need to change a darn thing about how I slept. I was always a belly sleeper. Yep, flat on my stomach, arms up like Superman, face squished into the pillow like I was trying to disappear into dreamland. Been sleeping like that since Elvis had a waist. But then the chest tightness began. Not all the time, just here and there. I brushed it off, blamed it on the beans or that late-night slice of cold pizza I wasn't supposed to have. You know how it is. We older folks love to blame everything on dinner. But one night, I woke up gasping. And not because I had a nightmare or the cat jumped on me. No, this was different. My heart was thumping like it was trying to punch its way out of my chest. Felt like it was saying, "Buddy, enough is enough." Turns out, sleeping on your stomach puts pressure on your chest and can mess with your breathing, especially when your diaphragm ain't as flexible as it once was. And for us seniors, that's no small potatoes. That pressure can sneakily stress the heart over time. Most folks don't know that. Heck, I sure didn't. Now here's the part that'll blow your socks off. One simple change can make all the difference. But more on that in a second. You hang tight, all right? The next morning, after my nighttime tango with terror, I went to see Dr. Molina, a sharp young fella with glasses thicker than a milkshake and a heart of gold. He poked and prodded and ran tests and then sat me down like I was about to get grounded. "Paul," he said, "your heart's under strain. Nothing you can't fix, but we've got to make some lifestyle changes." "Oh, you mean no more fried chicken?" I asked, half joking and half crying inside. He laughed. "That too, but first we need to talk about how you sleep." Friend, I nearly fell out of my chair. Who'd have thought that the way I sleep could be messing with my heart? Turns out, after 65, our bodies become a little more fragile, like an old fishing rod that still works but don't bend quite the way it used to. Our circulatory system slows a bit. Blood doesn't pump as strong. And if we sleep in positions that compress vital areas, especially the chest or neck, we put ourselves at risk. Not tomorrow, not next week, but slowly, gradually, like a slow leak in a balloon. He told me sleeping flat on my back with a slight elevation under my knees and head could help my breathing and circulation. Sounded simple enough, but buddy, breaking a 74-year habit, that's like telling a fish to start walking. Still, I gave it a shot. First night, I tossed and turned like a turtle stuck on his shell. Second night, I cussed at the ceiling fan for being too smug. Third night, I fell asleep and stayed asleep. And get this, I woke up without that awful tightness in my chest. Now you might be thinking, "Paul, I sleep however I want, and I feel fine." That's what I said too. But let me ask you something, friend. When's the last time you woke up truly refreshed? No stiffness, no shallow breath, no pressure in your chest or neck. Thought so. I ain't saying everyone needs to change their sleep habits overnight, but it's worth taking a look. Because the truth is, after 65, little things ain't so little anymore. Now let me drop some quick facts on you. According to a sleep study, don't ask me which one, I just remember it had a fancy name and a lot of graphs, seniors who sleep on their stomachs or curled up too tight tend to have a higher risk of heart issues. The pressure on the organs, the restricted airways, it all adds up. Even side sleeping, which most folks think is safe, can be problematic if you curl your knees too much or scrunch your arms under your head like a pretzel. Your poor heart's in there trying to keep rhythm while you folded your body like a lawn chair. Let me tell you about Edna, sweet woman, my neighbor for over 40 years. Used to bake the best pecan pie this side of the Mississippi. She started having palpitations and shortness of breath at night. Thought it was old age, but nope. Turned out she was curling up like a shrimp every night and pinching her own diaphragm. Changed how she slept, and poof, no more midnight panics. It's little stuff, friend, but when you're 65, 70, 80, those little things start stacking up like a game of Jenga, and the wrong move, it all comes tumbling down. Speaking of tumbling, I once fell off the bed trying to gently roll under my back. Looked like a walrus trying to do yoga. My dog Pickles thought it was a game and jumped on top of me like I was a trampoline. Took me 20 minutes and a lot of wheezing to get back up. But I stuck with it because I knew my heart was counting on me. And let me just say this, if you're watching this, listening to me ramble on like the old codger I am, you care about your health, and that makes me proud, real proud. So do me a favor, would you? If this old man's story has tickled your curiosity even a little bit, go ahead and like this video. Leave a comment and tell me how you sleep, especially if you're over 65. I read them all, even the ones that tell me to hush up and let the doc talk. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're building a little village here, us older folks, and it's about time we looked out for each other like family. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, pillows. Friend, pillows ain't just for comfort anymore. After 65, a good pillow setup can be the difference between a peaceful slumber and waking up feeling like your neck wrestled a bear. I learned that the hard way when I used one of those cheap pillows at a motel in Kansas and woke up with a kink so bad I had to turn my whole body just to look left. Felt like a scarecrow trying to merge onto a freeway. So I did my homework, got me a wedge pillow. Took a bit to get used to, like switching from fried chicken to boiled kale, but once I got the hang of it, sweet glory, I slept like a cloud wearing slippers. And it wasn't just about sleeping better, it was about waking up without fear. No pounding heart, no gasping, just calm, steady breaths, and a body that didn't feel like it had been run over by my neighbor's lawnmower again. Long story, by the way. Ask me later. Let me tell you another little secret. Your mattress matters. Oh yeah. I used to think a mattress was just a place to crash after a long day of arguing with the TV. But turns out, if your mattress is too soft, it can throw your spine out of whack. Too hard, and it messes with circulation. Like Goldilocks said, you want it just right. Took me 5 mattresses, 3 chiropractor visits, and a very confused UPS driver to figure that out. And while we're at it, let's talk temperature. You ever wake up drenched like you just ran a marathon in a sauna? That ain't good for your heart either. I used to think sweating was part of the aging package, like reading glasses and forgetting where I put my pants. But nope, when your body overheats during sleep, your heart has to work harder to cool you down. Solution? Bamboo sheets. Yes, sir. Not only are they soft like angel wings, but they breathe better than a saxophonist on stage. Changed my life. Now I sleep cool, calm, and collected, like James Bond in retirement. And don't even get me started on nighttime snacking. I know, that bowl of cereal at 10 p.m. hits different. But listen, friend, eating right before bed, that's like asking your heart to go jogging while it's trying to take a nap. Keep your dinner light and early. Trust me, your ticker will thank you. Now, if you're sitting there wondering if all this fuss is worth it, let me share what my grandson said. Little rascal's just 8 years old, but smart as a whip. One day he says, "Grandpa, you sleep funny." I asked him what he meant, and he goes, "You look like a robot charging at night." I laughed, sure, but then he added, "But you don't sound scary anymore." See, back when I was sleeping all twisted and smushed up, I used to snore like a chainsaw wrapped in a hurricane. Woke the whole house. Dogs hid under the couch. But after fixing my sleep posture and breathing better, the snoring stopped. My grandson said, "Grandpa doesn't sound broken anymore." That one hit me square in the soul. And you know what? That's when I realized this ain't just about heart health. It's about peace, yours and the people who love you. So if you've been waking up tired, stiff, or worse, anxious or out of breath, don't just chalk it up to old age. Don't say that's just how it is now, because it doesn't have to be. You deserve restful nights and strong mornings. You deserve to wake up without worrying whether your chest pain is from indigestion or something worse. And yes, change is hard, believe me, I know. At 80, every new habit feels like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But some changes, they're worth every awkward moment, every pillow toss, every accidental roll off the bed. Let me tell you what I do now. Might help you too. I start with a light stretch before bed, just 5 minutes. Wiggle the toes, loosen the back, roll the shoulders, like tuning up an old engine. Then I drink a glass of warm water, not too much unless you want to take midnight hikes to the bathroom. I make sure my room's cool, quiet, and dark. None of that bright alarm clock nonsense. And I've got a sleep playlist, soft instrumental stuff like piano and gentle rain. Not that heavy rock noise you kids like. Sounds like a stampede in a blender if you ask me. I lay down flat on my back, one pillow under my knees, one under my head, arms relaxed at my sides. It's like getting tucked in by the universe. And most nights, I'm asleep in minutes. No fuss, no fear, just dreams. Sometimes good, sometimes weird. Last week, I dreamed I was riding a dolphin through a supermarket. Don't ask. Look, friend, I've had 8 decades to mess things up and learn the hard way. If I could go back, I'd tell my 65-year-old self, fix how you sleep now before your heart decides to fix it for you. So take it from this old man. If you're over 65 and still sleeping curled up like a cinnamon roll or flat on your belly like you're planking for Instagram, it might be time to rethink things. You ain't weak for making a change. You're smart, you're strong, and you're worth taking care of. I may be 80, but every night I go to bed the right way, I feel a little younger. Like I'm giving my body a break from holding me up all day. Like I'm finally treating it the way it deserves. And if I can do it, crusty, rusty, creaky old Paul Walker, then you sure as heck can too. So tonight, before you hit the hay, take a second. Look at how you sleep. Ask yourself, is this helping me or hurting me? Because sometimes the most dangerous thing isn't what you do when you're awake, it's what you don't notice when you're asleep. Sweet dreams, friend. And hey, don't forget to fluff your pillows, but not the lumpy ones. Toss those in the trash. Life's too short for bad pillows.